know, if there is something that goes bump in the night, I would rather have the lights on. But I'd rather sleep with the lights on. So, but we do live in a city where everyone, it's pretty normal for a person to tell you, uy, may nuno dyan, magsabi ka ng tabi-tabi ko.
What keeps me up at night? Iba ang ganito sa stage na maraming tao sa salita. Ayoko yun. Best natin.
Sige. But before we go into to more questions, baka a lot of the people here are waiting. Ito tayo nasa likod nung red block the door. Guys, you wanna see what's behind this? Budge, you wanna help me? Kajo. Yeah, it's his creation.
It's Kajo's creation.
First time seeing, it's a specified iPad. I saw, if you've been following me with my blog, I've been putting the sample crops of the pictures, pero this close to give it justice. Ganda ng iPad. So I was actually talking to the National Bookstore people. Can I join the rap? It's okay, guys. If, those who bought the Trese 4 last year after midnight, merong raffle stock. And you need to write down your name, contact details, you gotta put it in the Dropbox in order to get the specified item. Okay, so more questions. I'm a fan of the Bendis Mali tandem, pero I think here in the Philippines, kayong dalawa yung duo for comics. So, when did you guys meet? Are you best friends?
We call this because we went through Alamat Comics. Back in the 90s, there was a group of guys that decided to start doing comics together, and Kajo was working for one of the studios of Alamat Comics. And then when I got into advertising, we sometimes had work that needed an illustrator. So I always got Kajo to do those racket for us, and eventually he ended up in our sister. I was in Harrison Communications, the sister company of Dan Erickson. So I was in Harrison, and he eventually got a full-time job in Macan. And then the work in advertising, of course, is intense and crazy. And more often than not, every day it is expect to have your ideas get shot down. Expect your ideas to be changed by clients. So I guess Kajo said he wanted a release of that.
Parang ka na mabaliw. So the next kasi Bash, but ikaw nag-comics na liga. Okay. Every lunchtime.
Never write anything?
Afterward. But I'm at the office using office equipment to write the comics.
Okay.
Printing out on office paper. Don't tell anyone.
Atin-sa-atin lang.
Sa atin lang. Again, what do you use to write? Typewriter, Mac, iPad?
I usually start on a notebook. I write down whatever idea comes to mind. I write down the outline. A certain dialogue comes to mind, I immediately write it down. I am sitting down for the length of the amount of time it takes me to finish one coffee cup. So as soon as I'm done with that, then I try to move on to the next one. Afterwards, that's when I start to write it in the computer, and that's when I start editing whatever I have. And then once it's done, I send it off to Kajo.
Kajo, about you?
Yung nag-start pa lang yung Trese, katulad nung karamihan ng mga artists sa papel, ako papamban, letter size na paper, tapos pen. actually up until story number 6, ganun yung ginagawa ko, manual. Pero pag sa book 7, tas na-discover ko yung tablet, diretso ka nang ginagawa sa computer. It saves more time, tsaka more trees.
Any plans of selling your original art?
Pag nahanap ko.
Tapos, who's usually late? Late ba si Budjette sa script? Or is Kajo late sa
Si Budge. Ako. Yung book 4 kasalanan ko yan. Dapat lumabas yun noong 2001 pa eh. Pero, well, medyo mas matagal lang yung process ng pag-drawing na ano naman yung artist.
Has any writer here like recruited you? Like, meron si Jerry lang dito. Kajo, draw ka naman for your quality na. Draw ka naman for any, ano?
Wala.
Budget naman.
Mas na nakakaunawa sa artwork.
How about you? How about you? Kajo forever?
Magkikiss ko yun.
Dapat mag-LQ muna tayo. Yeah, I mean, definitely, as long as we can keep, whether it's Trese or whether it's something else, it would be great to keep doing projects with Kajo. Earlier we were talking about what is the dream project, and Kajo said to be able to do a Batman comic book where I'm the writer and he's the artist. So that would be great to do someday, dear DC editor somewhere out there. Hope you're listening. So yeah, I mean, yeah, in the same way, I guess Bendis and Maliv have always, after Daredevil, they got back together to do Scarlet. So sure, you know, we've already gotten used to a work style. We already know each other's yes, quirks and how to pressure each other when there's a deadline. So it's been working pretty well.
Trese 5.
Bukas! No, hindi. Lapit na.
Keep hoping. Great. So, when can we see you next? After this, will you be at Comic-Con?
Yep, definitely at Comic-Con, November 19 at the Bayanihan Center. So we're going to be there. Wala pang Trese 5 noon, if that's what you're hinting at. No, it's not gonna happen that fast.
Okay, so now baka we want to give the Trese fans here who have questions sila. That's okay with you guys. So who has questions for Budjette and Kajo? Don't be shy, guys. Ito.
When will there be a film adaptation of Trese? And who's gonna play Alexander?
There was, this is what you'll read in the afterword of the book. Last year, one of the big reasons Trese 4 got delayed was because we were asked to help make a Trese short film. It was supposed to be for one of the production houses that usually, what they wanted to do was, they wanted a short film that would show off their special effects. So they said, let's make a Trese short film and it'll be filled with special effects. So I wrote something, Kajo did the storyboard. It took us like 3 months working on this thing until finally they realized it was going to cost millions of pesos, and they said, oh, we can't afford it. So what happened was, we already had the script, we already had the storyboard, and that's why we got that, fixed it all up, and that's the story that comes out in book 4. It's one of the stories in book 4. So I just leave it up to your imaginations to think, what happens kung movie kaya? But after that, the talks on turning it into a movie have disappeared again. It always comes up every year. Someone would approach us and say, oh, I want to make a Trese short film, or a Trese movie, or a Trese TV show. So far, nothing has pushed through. That was the closest that we ever got. It was exciting because we actually got to work with the scene. He is called the scene director for The Matrix. Peter Collias is Australian and came over to Manila, and he actually already came up with the CG model of the aswang, a CG model as a CG test for Atikbalang. So it was all, I mean, they've already started to do that. So seeing that, it excited us, and of course delayed us from finishing the comic. But there, so we'll see. So far, nothing happening soon. We sincerely hope it might happen sometime soon.
Next question.
Ikaw, Jiggy, if there was a Trese actress, who would it be?
Alam mo naman sinong vote ko.
Here. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay, no.
Ano secret lang ba?
Yes. Because it might happen, so. And if it happens, it'll be a surprise.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Ano yung during yung creation ng mga nung Trese Book 4, ano yung naging biggest problem nyo na possible na hindi siya ma-release today or sometime this year?
Ang pinaka-hurdle sa akin to finish the book is yung ewan ko naiintindihan ng ibang artists at saka writers, yung pressure na wow, kailangan mas magaling ako dito sa next na gagawin namin. Kasi syempre, may makakompare ka dito sa previous na gawa mo. So yun yung nag-bother sa akin sa mahabang panahon. Tsaka syempre gusto kong kumita ng pera. Dahil kong sinabi. And then, nung ginagawa ko na yung last na story, doon ko na-realize na kung babalik, siguro mas magiging madali ito kung babalik lang ako dun sa prinsipyo kung bakit namin sinimulan yung Trese in the first place. Just yung to have fun lang ganun. And yun, mas mabilis na natapos yung last story. And I think i-apply ko na yun sa mga susunod na volumes ng Trese. Promise, ha? Okay.
Sinong vote mo for Trese?
My original answer was usually, wow, nakalimutan ko na si Alessandra De Rossi. But actually, I recently saw, what's her name? There is going to be a movie coming out next year, and I got to see the sneak preview of it. And I was surprised to see LJ Moreno, who I thought for the longest time was one of those teeny bopper type actresses. And I saw her in this particular film, and she had that intense look about her. So she might be an interesting candidate for Trese. Maybe.
Alexandra Trese is the sixth child. Are there any plans para gumawa ng separate series for the other Treses, the first four?
You will definitely see one of them in book 5. So, and then we'll see. So yeah, but we want to bring back the brothers in the, yes, spoilers. We're gonna bring back the brothers soon. In each book siguro. And then we'll see which one would be nice to spin off. So yeah.
And another one, I saw that Trese had a crossover with Skyworld. Are there any other plans of other crossovers for other Pinoy comic book titles in the future?
The original, well, right now, no. But one of the things that I was looking forward to actually doing, except we both don't have the time to do it, was Carl Vergara came up to me and said, let's do a Trese Jaja Saturna crossover. And I said, why, how are we going to do that? But it just doesn't seem like it's going to fit. And Carl said, no, it's a perfect fit. Nasaan ba yung Diabolical? Sabi ko, sa Malate. Eh, sino ba nasa Malate? Kung madami mga gay clubs doon? And it's perfect that, you know, Jaja will end up in some club as, you know, doing a dance number, and something happens and the kambal come in and they have to pretend to be macho dancers. And so parang naplano na ni Carly. I mean, naisip na niya lahat eh. So, it sounded fun, but yes, Carl is now very, very busy doing Jaja Saturna 2, Saturna sa Maynila. And we're kind of busy doing this, so we'll see. But yes, it might be fun to do that crossover sometime in the future.
Carlo outside kanina eh.
Oo nga eh. That's why I was looking around to have him explain his idea more. It actually involved also like tentacles attacking Trese. I don't know.
One shot. Okay, fans kami ni Kajo, even nung nag-start yung mga indie comics, lalo na yung comics mong noir, alam namin na kinukulit ka namin doon sa comics na yun. Kasi bitin na bitin kami sa story niya. Pero if ever, do you have time kaya to produce your own comic again?
Sa Comic Con po. Yes, sana. Yes, Comic Con. And NWA. Pero hindi siya NWA. Hindi NWA yung title niya dati, di ba? Pero yun yung basa ng mga tao. Pero hindi NWA yung basa niya. So pag-release ko ng isi-xerox ko ulit. So, nandun yung totoong basa nung title na yun, kung paano siya talaga basa. Hindi rin nuwa. Thank you. Sharing.
Good afternoon. Sir, just a question. Are you interested in like making a video game based on Trese? And if ever, would you make it either in mobile or console? What would you guys
Iisip ko to para siya Mario Brothers. No, it would be great. I mean, actually, I have one of the big video game freaks of the Budjette is Marco Di Maano. I don't know if he's here, but I have asked suggestions for that on what would be the best way to translate Trese into a video game. I mean, we have some friends in Level Up, so. We're exploring the possibility of pitching something to them, but of course that's another long process of getting anything done. But yeah, I am not a big gamer. Like I said, the last time I ever touched a console was Mario Brothers, so I am not the best person to ask on is it a first person whatever? Is it a fighting game? But it would be interesting to do. Absolutely.
Yeah, masaya yun, pero siguro wala pa yung isip namin ni Budjette. So, nga sabi niya, hindi kami gamer. Siguro yung last na game na nilaro ko, Snake. Then, zombie versus, Ninja. Thank you.
We have room for 2 more questions.
Hi. Do you think it will be possible in the future that Alexandra will have a possible love interest?
Alright, let's put it to a vote. How many would like to see Alexandra with a love interest? Okay, how many do not want Alexandra to have a love interest? It was funny because we posted that very same question on the Trese Facebook page, and it was just lovely to see people argue because there were already suggestions on who she should hook up with, ranging from Maliksi to the guy that she meets in book 4 to Sergeant Tapia. We don't know. And then there were this whole bunch of people said no love interest. So we haven't decided yet. So we'll see. I mean, but definitely that's been brought up enough times for us to think about it. But if we do that, then definitely I don't think Trese will be the type that would suddenly, have like hearts coming out of her eyes.
suddenly start wearing a dress.
Story.
So no, that might not happen soon.